My name is Alison, and this is my story. Well, the hardest season of my life, it started when I was 27 years old. And I had been married 5 years, had a 3-month-old baby girl, and one night I got a phone call that Steve had been in a car accident and I needed to get down to the hospital, and that he was probably not going to live through the night. I had my parents, I had family, I had so much support around me, but really being only, like I said, 27 years old, that was my first tragedy. I'd never even been to a funeral before. And I remember thinking, sure, I'm gonna go on with life. I was young. Meredith was only 3 months old at that stage, but I remember I didn't have like a lot of hope. I thought, I'll get married again, but I'll probably just have to settle. I think the thing that made me the saddest was for Meredith thinking that no one would love her like her real father would have. So that was very heartbreaking for me. Didn't have a lot of hope. I was just so thankful. And I knew the Lord had brought Duncan into my life at that point. And he really was like my Prince Charming, came, swept me off my feet. So like I said, we got married really pretty quick. And then after the next year, we had a baby together, and her name was Megan. And it was really cool because the week that she was born was the same week that Duncan's adoption of Meredith became final. So we were like, oh my gosh, 2 little girls in 1 week, and life was great, God was good. I was just really thankful for what the Lord had done. I remember Duncan was out of town on business, and so the girls and I were with my parents, and we were moving back to Houston, and I had gone to the closing on our house, and when I was at the realtor's office, I got a phone call that I'd left the girls with my parents, and they were playing outside doing the yard, and I got a phone call that Megan had fallen into the neighbor's swimming pool, and I needed to get to Texas Children's Hospital immediately. And I remember thinking, oh my goodness. While I'm driving to the hospital, unfortunately I knew how to get to the medical center at that point, but I remember thinking, okay, Lord, I've already had my one tragedy, but this was so hard. So when I showed up at the hospital, we found Megan. She was only 13 months old, and she was in a coma. And I heard those words, she's probably not going to live through the night. And so it was at that point that our lives went from darkness to light. We joined a church, we got baptized together, we got Bibles. I mean, we got study Bibles, and God used His Word to start healing me and our family. The scripture that became so real to me was Romans 8:28. And that is, God causes all things to work together for good to those that love Him. And I remember thinking, okay, Lord, I saw how you took my first tragedy and what you did. You brought me this husband, amazing husband, but I don't know how this one, losing a child, that pain was just so horrible, and the Lord just told me to trust Him. Romans 8:28 has been so real, but it takes time to watch things walk out. But at this point, I've been married 35 years. I have like 3 grown children that know the Lord. Their husbands know the Lord. They're all married, and we have 8 grandchildren. It's like He keeps blessing me and blessing me and blessing me to see what He has done in a life that truly was without any hope for my future. My story is there's hope for you. What the Lord has done for me, He wants to do for you.